obviously in the first week it's gonna be spiking. But it,
Yeah,
you know,
will settle down for sure. Especially once people understand that there's no rush.
that's been the most challenging part in a way, you know, to get through both in the chat, just seeing all the messages, the way people ask questions, you know, is it too late? Quick, what's this? What's that? Like, come on, do your own research, understand what you're getting into, you know, understand the strategy.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it's that equation that's moves slowly. So if you're paying half the gas cost, you're getting ahead, even though you're getting a very small amount less of Zen in the future. You're getting way more, for lack of a better word, more for your money. We'll put it that way.
exactly. But then again, not even in a sense, because oftentimes those who waited, like just getting that access to the longer term actually boosted them. So there's many mints that are far bigger C ranks, like far bigger C ranks, right? And they're going to get so much more. Like imagine the person that had the C rank one, uh, you know, he might have think he was making a deal in it that he was going to get more, but actually quite the opposite. And while this is going to be plateauing, like at this 400 plus point that we've reached, uh, you know, it's just still it's still absolutely not worth to pay more gas. And if you compare just like with the staking further down the road, because that's what you'll be staking is the mint. So if you pay just 20% more gas, I mean, that's kind of canceled out in a sense. Uh, you know, if you're aiming to get the 20% APY or close to that in the first 3 months, I mean, just 20% extra gas is right there. So
I tell you, that first C rank, number one, that needs to turn into some sort of NFT right there.
do we know? Have we heard? I saw some mentions, but I don't know if it was true. Like people asking, "Oh, will you see rank one?" Did that person ever voice anything? Do you know?
No, no, no. That would just be cool to see. Guess we could go back in the Block Explorer and find out who did it.
Yeah, and if ever Zen has any kind of system, I mean, we spoke of that a while back. A possibility of having a kind of social network system that you can have a Zen social profile, right? Well, that person could actually claim their you know that NFT or whatever, even though someone else has it or whatever. But it the address will be visible forever.
Yeah, I'm definitely developing some art and stuff, and some concept development around that social system. Um, Actually, I'll DM you what I'm thinking for that initially.
Go ahead. Yeah, we have to figure out the tech. That's the issue. Yeah. Whoever develops it or it pops up, like some guy alluded that ETH was on that, Zen will definitely be one of the better, if not the best contender to just make use of it, like deploy it, right? With already so many users. It'll be a network in itself. It's like there you've just in just the technology alone, using the application, you've already got a whole Facebook right there. Boom, the Zen network profiling system.
I would do best honey deals, anyone else with it. For people with very little or no technical understanding of code and so on and so forth, where would the best place to start? Such as like being able to somewhat comprehend uh, a contract that's listed on Ether, for example. Learn how to at least read it and get a little bit of better understanding of how it works.
Right. So you were breaking up a little bit there, but what I understood is how to understand the basics of an Ethereum contract.
Well, like reading the contract, reading code. I understand that it's that it's like ongoing education to keep up with the technology stuff, but where would be the place to start to, just the baseline, the basics for people with very or no tech knowledge of that kind of stuff?
As a learning process, like someone who actually wants to learn about it, right? Like, and
Absolutely, but
right,
there's always got to start somewhere.
right. Well, I mean, I can't say like exactly what's the best thing now, and I've looked into to certain ways of going about it. Um, for me, it's a little different because given I have experience with other languages, it's kind of a question of like translating, but I kind of understand what's going on, just not the conventions, the strict conventions. But uh, I would say on the internet, there's like a lot of resources, like on YouTube, a lot of options now that I've seen, which are very well organized, very well laddered, start from the beginner point and just go on like that. And we're talking like very concrete, very expeditive lessons where you can learn the basics, how to create a coin, how to deploy a coin, and how to create NFTs and all those kinds of things in short, comprehensive lessons. Quite a lot of few of those. Um, and then there's like a guy mentioned like Udemy and courses like that that you could pay for and also obviously break it down very well and yeah, but like for free without having to, get in so much involved in a paid program, I would say probably on YouTube. Anyone who has the will, there absolutely is the way to learn there on YouTube and likely some other platforms, but YouTube definitely. Like maybe I forget, was it DAP University that I think he has lessons. There's also a guy blocks in the blocks or eating the blocks or something like that. He's quite well organized as well. Good way of teaching, very professional. Um, there's another one as well. The name isn't coming to mind. And you could just do it. It's very cool. Like you do a simple contract and you simply listen. You have to have the patience to do like 30-minute lesson and go through the steps. But the tools are free. You have free options for getting the development environment, like to use the files and do that, or you could use others that are paid. But everything is accessible. can start coding Ethereum contracts or anything Solidity, like very quickly. And I had to do that at some point without, I'm not at all a Solidity coder. But I had to kind of debug and try to not just fix, but actually correct it. And I had to kind of just set it all up and be able to get the code running and compile and see if any errors and the debug and all that. And it took me about, I would say, like an afternoon. Just with the free resources and just a little, referencing online.
Yeah, I see the guys talking in chat. Do we have a Portuguese group? Do you know?
I think so. I think so. I remember hearing of that. If you mean official, I don't know what's up. I actually sent a message destined to ET kind of because I think he's taking care of that aspect of like just vetting and compiling. We had 3 groups a few days ago that were like on the list, and I don't know where it's at right now. I know, I think there was maybe one of them was Portuguese. I'm not sure. I think one of them was Turkish. I added a French one, and now I just linked the Spanish one. And yeah, I actually, well, you see, if you look in the admin chat, you'll see the one I linked here a few minutes ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just noticing some Portuguese in the chat, and someone's asking if there's a Portuguese group.
Yeah, I think there is. I think there is. Almost certain, but it's just the question is, did we vet it? Is the info correct? Like the Spanish one that I just linked, like I hooked up with the guy and went to the channel and made sure everything is legit. Because there's plenty of Chinese groups and different groups, but we don't know like there could be a scam. So we don't want to direct people to groups that we don't know are safe and sound.
Totally agree.